Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are making a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we worked on our color changing geckos here with spellcast, making them flash and then slow down, and then after 10 seconds they'll get cleansed and come full speed again. Now I'm curious what happens if we try to do the same aquis on a bat. I'm curious. I don't know what it'll do. Oh my gosh. It worked. I mean, I can't tell if it slowed him down. It definitely got the flash going. I don't think it slowed him down. The bat might not be based on walk speed. It might be based on some sort of fly speed, but also it looks like we're flashing blue when it should be just tinted blue, right? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he got me. He got me. Oh, the fleece state didn't get tinted there. Yeah, the fleece state needs to get tinted for sure. Not just the cleanse state. So we have that bug at the very least. Okay. See how he's not flashing? That's intended, but the bat was flashing, so we need to fix the gecko tint on cleanse, but we should probably just do that now. So there is a death timer. What is it called? There's a player death state. It might... That's just in the entity. I'm looking for when we hit continue, like continue game. So from continue game from a non-chasm death, we do this thing, and actually, it's actually... It's before this. It's before the continue game. It's once we're dead. Then the gecko runs off as soon as we're dead, and we're on the continue screen. I don't know where this would be, man. See, it wouldn't be on the input press for start. Dead timer. Yeah, if we remember what we titled it, we could find it easier, but we might have not even titled it. There's something to do when we change into a fleece state upon a death. Right, so... Gecko fleece state. It's not here. Let me see if it's... Make sure it's right when we die. Oh, it's right when the game over happens. Okay, so when do we trigger the game over? So it's not when we're dead. It's more so when we're game over. So when do we set game over true? We set game over true here at the end. Oh, see, look, we call entity flee. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at what we've done, dude. This is fine. This is fine. So in our entity class, we have an entity type, either a gecko, a bat. But then we had like a set animation naming convention called Gecko C for Gecko Corrupted, or Bat C for Bat Corrupted. And since we changed the rendering there, it's trying to do this thing where we say, well, if we're type gecko, let's change our state to the gecko flee state. But then if we're corrupted, let's go ahead and pass in the corrupted animations. Otherwise, pass in the normal animations. So for right now, I'm just going to turn this off. This is only for the geckos. So I'm hoping this is okay. See, it fled and then it looked orange. It looked orange. When we change, gosh, if we change the state to a gecko flee state, why did it change to orange? Well, we have gosh, what did we call it? Gecko, splashed gecko, something like this. Oh, look. If it's a gecko, we set color to white, set it to flee. This isn't exactly right. Where we should be setting the color to a freaking orange, which is right here. Oh God, where's the color option? So this color option, you know, at the end of the day, it's coming out and it is looking cleansed when it shouldn't be. So that means we might have a color option of cleansed on that guy. But when do we do a color option? Corrupted, cleansed. Okay, so when do we ever do a color option getting cleansed? No, we don't. So how are we even running the cleansed gecko? How are we rendering it orange if we're never setting this color option? Color option on the entity. If the color option's cleansed, color option. Okay. Well, do we ever do it? Do we ever do a cleansed assignment? What the heck, man? How is it tinting orange then? How is it tinting orange? Because it's like, I see we're setting it here, but that's only if our color options cleanse, and we're not assigning that anywhere. Color option cleansed. I mean, I guess we could just make sure our color option upon the, oh god, what was it called? Entity flee? Like, we could just say go to flee, but then make sure your color option is in fact set to corrupted. Let's see our flee state. Do we have a color option? No. Okay, so let's just see. The color option gets corrupted. We manually assign here. We don't want an orange gecko when we're done here. Oh, see, look, he still freaking does it. What the heck is going on? He all orange. This doesn't do crap. Now we used to have this, and this was, oh, if we're corrupted, go ahead and get that animation to be the corrupted one, whatever. So we could be swapping corrupted status on a flee state. Okay, well that makes him not purple, it makes him grayscale. So this is just seemingly not working. Does it have anything to do with the flee state? I'm kind of curious. Oh man. We may need to take some time very soon and make us some freaking tools, right? Because it would be nice. It'd be nice for us to be able to index certain creatures so that we can access different fields and debug, you know, because we have, the map is made up, the whole game is made up of different maps. It's like a current scene you're looking at. And ideally what we want is a way to say, this is just an example, like see this gecko, he's gecko number 107, whatever, just an example. Then we can say print up geckos 107, all its fields, all its states, whatever. Just debug that bad boy. Right now we don't have an easy way of doing that. We'd have to go dig in. Okay, we're at map 7.4. Oh, and this gecko's entity 1 in the entities table on scene 7.4. So let's print up the field of corrupted from the gecko on 7.4 in the map, you know, first entity in the table. Instead of doing that, I would like us to be able to pull something together so that we can test these things better, because I'm curious and I'm wanting to be able to run these methods on the gecko, on the specific gecko. Like, hey, if we change the flee state without damaging, does it tint its color all weird or whatever? I just don't know why it's changing this color. It should have nothing to do with the entity renders, right? Entity renders. Turned this off for aqueous order. So we used to cycle through our entity of our current map, and if it wasn't off screen and not spawning, let's go ahead and render it. So where are we rendering our entities now? Huh. Right there in our map. Okay, we moved our entity render into the map. I guess that makes sense. Let's just print up the Geckos freaking state. You know, we got to figure something out. We got to figure something out. Otherwise, we'll make no progress. So we want to see its state, and this is map 7.3. So map 7.3 should be the first entity in map 7.3. So here in our play state, we should be able to go to, we should have a debug. Love.graphics.draw and what we're trying to draw, and it's actually should be print. What we're trying to print is the map at 7.3, and in the entities table, index1.state. And we can't print that up until we cast it to a string, and then we give it an X, which is 0, and a Y at 0, just to try to see this thing. We're trying to look at the state of this gecko. It should be map 7.3 dot current map dot entities. Fuck. Current map. I know. Oh, scene view current map. Oh, scene view current map. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're pulling that gecko's type. We want to pull that gecko's state and see it's not state. State machine current dot state name. That's what it is. State machine current state name. Jeez, man. State machine. Okay. Geckos in idle. Here we go. Geckos in walk. Okay. And then geckos in flee. Okay, so what happens right now? Walk, 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 flee. Okay. So somewhere changing to flee is in fact tinting us. Where though? When we assign flee. See, this is very simple. The only thing I'm thinking is we're pulling the animations from the entity def gecko animations, and we changed. It's a gecko, not gecko C, so it should be the grayscale one, not the pink one. We've already checked when we're tinting it cleanse gecko color though. Because look, we set it here upon a cleanse, but then that doesn't happen anywhere. We don't actually set it to cleansed. There's got to be something happening in the game over where we do this entity flee. It's got to be here. Right? So if we say, you know what, let's just say we don't change to flee. Does it still change colors? It does not. Okay, so changing to flee does reset our color. But we can't just do it here. We can't just say, let's go change our state to flee. Gecko corrupted. It's gecko cleansed, right? Let's try to just set the color to the corrupt gecko after we've changed to flee state. I don't think that'll work, but let's just see. See, he still came out orange, which is so weird. Okay, let's try one last thing here. We go to cleanse gecko color when we're assigning it, and we say we're just not gonna tint him. We gotta see if this is normal now. See if it's grayscale, right? So let's. He's still orange. Okay, so we're changing the animation. Let me double check something real quick. We gotta look at our gecko, corrupted gecko. Gecko Atlas is in fact orange. Gecko C Atlas. See, we screwed this up. We screwed this up. We'll probably at least it makes sense to me now why it's doing that. Because once we flee state, so look, come back out here. But in our flee state, we just want to make sure we create the new animation with the grayscale animation. So that should fix that. Okay. So we cut the grayscale, which is wrong. And also geckos can run through the freaking collidable map objects in flea state. Whatever. We do want to change the color here though. And before we render, see, we set a color here to white. We don't want to set to white. We want to set to the current color. So when we do our other stuff like cleansed gecko or whatever, we kind of want to do this where we, you know, depending on whatever we've got here, we want to make sure our flea state can set the color based on that stuff. We're just looking for a purple gecko, man. We're just looking for a purple gecko. Perfect. Oh, and now another problem. This is okay. This is okay. Because right now we're triggering the opacity based on location. Do we see if we can fix this? Do we see if we could fix it? We have this thing, and it might be in the flea state. We aren't setting. Oh, you know what? We aren't setting. Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, we gotta set the color to the alpha. So we might, because look, if we get rid of this real quick. Let's see if we disappear, because I think we are decrementing that alpha to get the transparency. Yeah, okay. So we should be able to just bring this back and then just pass in the alpha as an argument here. So for the corrupted, let's just try this one first. It should be the only one we really need. But let's put in that self alpha out of 255 right there on the corrupted gecko set color. We'll see if he fades away. Let's see. Son of a corrupted gecko, if not splashed and not damage splashed. Self.alpha. Okay. If this isn't it, I don't know what it is. Gosh, my legs are sore like I got shin splints, but I ain't been doing anything. Fucker. You're a fucker. Sorry. That was bad. That was mean. We can't do it. Oh. Okay. I know of a way we can fix it. Okay, so because what's happening, if you look at what this cleanse gecko color is in our constants or whatever. Cleanse gecko color. We give it an alpha. 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, and the alpha. So we're already giving it the alpha. So for right now, I'm just going to say that we're going to kind of just say, well, for this corrupt gecko, as long as we're not damage flashing, we're going to set the alpha to the self alpha out of 255. And we want to do a love.graphics set color to this. So we'll say set color and give those 4 values instead. And let's see if we fade away. We should fade away. I got only mean things to say to this guy. This guy's a porker, man. This guy's not good. What the flip, man? Well, this doesn't work. So if we leave it as this, as a set color to the alpha, it fades, right? He fades. He fades fine. Okay, well. Alright, we're going to set the color to the alpha here of the purple corrupted. Dude, if this doesn't work, I will literally just give up right here and now. He went red. He went red, right? Like his alpha, he changed colors, but it was like a redder color. What the flip, dude? What the flip? And he back to disappearing. What the flip, dude? Okay, he changed colors and then faded, so that's good. So we can change one color and have it be okay, yeah? Okay, he still fades. still fades. And he got cleansed. Son of a bitch, man. We're pulling. Whatever, dude. Alright, well, we're not figuring it out tonight. We need to figure this out for consistency's sake and bug's sake and just overall. You know, it's a million things. I guess the big thing is going to be, we just need to make sure the render works. You know, the grayscale is kind of proving to be very tough. The grayscale kind of worked on we didn't do grayscale for the bat, but the colors are actually kind of coming through okay. I don't know what we do with that. So tomorrow's probably going to be a deep dive into this specific Geckos state machine and seeing where we're actually turning freaking orange again, man. We're turning orange again. Let me just double check something. Oh my god, we copied the cleansed Geckos color. Hold on a sec. Yeah, we want to copy the corrupted gecko color. Oh my gosh, that's it. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good because we can at least commit. Let's check our git diff here. So what we did was made sure in our flea state we're pulling from the correct grayscale entity for the gecko there. Then instead of just setting the color in the flea state, we set the color to a corrupted color instead of white. Because we're not rendering based off the sprite anymore, we're rendering based off the tint, based off the grayscale tint. And then in our play state, we just took out this corrupted render, which was swapping our photos or our sprites from corrupted from uncorrupted, and then we're just printing up the state name. So nothing too huge, but we fixed at least one bug. Gecko fade upon game over. We'll leave it at that. We will call it a night. And let's run credits and then we will sign off here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with some more programming adventures. Not every day can be a crazy huge commit. We got like 8 lines in 40 minutes, but that's just the name of the grind. So we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for hanging out, checking out the channel. I appreciate the love, y'all. Go play steam.tashio.dev to try the demo on Steam and wishlist it if you're into that. But otherwise, have a good night and I will catch you later.